But it was the change.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was the evolution of his life. So he went from like hardcore gangbanger to switching up his life around.
And eventually, Michael Corleone became one of the greatest godfathers ever. But he went from being a good guy. When he first said, "I'm going to kill that cop or that guy who shot my dad," they all looked at him and laughed. You a square, bro.
Yeah,
You a lame. And then he showed that if you put me to that position, I might just put in some work, bro. Okay. If it was going to be the end of the world, bro. All right. The aliens came and said, 44 Vato, you are the only one that can save the world. But you have to either sleep with Ash Trevino or Shotty Bay. Which one is 44 Vato smashing? Ash Trevino or Shotty Bay? For the Team Icon, Team Full Community.
Team Icon, Team Food Community. That's
Hey, you open
that's
up.
a really good question because
I'm gonna put 4 Latino Cali Mac rappers up here of all time. Who are these 4?
I'm gonna put Kid Frost.
I agree with you on that one.
I'm gonna put MC Boulevard. Very underrated.
I'll show you a picture of MC Boulevard I got here from back in like 90 something.
I'm a fan of MC Boulevard, and even in his Christian phase too. He makes some good Christian music.
He's one of my homies.
You know what I'm saying? And is that 2 already?
Yeah, it's 2.
Number 3 will be King Lil G.
King Lil G.
And number 4.
Oh no, I gotta take that. Take that shot, fool. Take that shot, fool. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by praising God and also giving a shout out to our sponsors. We would first like to thank the Ramirez family for being our biggest sponsor and helping us continue to give us the information, motivation, education that we need in our community. Next, we would like to thank SoCal Tattoo out of Tarzana, California. SoCal Tattoos, where all your tattoo needs will be met. Go out there and check them out and let them know AC sent you. And last but definitely not least, Rockstar Plumbing Company out of Chatsworth, California. You can reach them at 818-814-3044 for all your plumbing needs. And now, without further ado, let the show begin. All right, everybody, you guys know what it is. The one and the only, the American Cholo podcast, broadcasting live and direct to you from North Hollywood, California. My name is Gil, and I am the American Cholo. And today we got a banger for you, man. We got, I don't know if it's a bad thing or it's a good thing, bro. The biggest #1 media chismoso
What's up? Yeah.
on TikTok and Instagram. 44 Vatos in the building. What's good, my man?
Hey, what's the deal, bro? I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you coming in, homeboy. How you doing, Cartel?
Like you are, bendecido, you know what I'm saying? Just had to pull up, bro, to North Hollywood. It's been long overdue, but we're here, bro.
That's right, homeboy. Let me get my headphones on. I like it. That would hear your voice, brother.
It feels like a little more podcasty.
Yeah. But I get it. You got the.
I wish I could do it. It's like squishes it down and look at my whole mask.
If you put it for the back, it doesn't work either, like that, huh?
For the what?
Like this.
Bro, I tried it and like it's because the thing is like in the back.
You know what would be perfect for you? You should carry your own like the ones that go in here.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Let me try to put it on like this in the back.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's right. And then see if we're able to. If not, I'll just take them off.
Yeah, for sure.
You mean like around the back, huh?
Yeah, like that. Like that. That way you're in the spaceship, fool.
Yeah. I think I just gotta hold it though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh no. Does this look stupid?
No. I don't think it looks any stupider than you having that big old mask on.
Let's do it.
Hey, so where does 44 Vato come from?
44 Vato, bro, it just comes from, you know what I'm saying, just all the different hoods that I ever lived in. So it's like I lived in Mexico, I lived in Denver, I lived in Dallas, and I also lived in San Francisco. So every single city always had a 44, bro. It was just weird. I don't know what. Like San Francisco was like, we were living in an apartment, and it was like apartment 44. In Zacatecas, it was calle 44, bro. Yeah, and that was like the ranchito too.
Okay.
And then Denver 44th, and then what was the last one? Oh, Dallas. That one's not really 44, but that one was 4014.
Right.
But it's just like there's 2 4s in the address. So.
Right. So that's where it came from.
That's where it came from.
44 Vato. But before there was 44 Vato, I heard you were out fucking being one of those ruckus social media guys that were serial killing people, bro.
We're serial killing people, all that, bro. You probably did your research. You for sure found out what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that people get rewarded. Like if you do enough research, you find your reward. You know what I'm saying? So like you did your research, bro, and you found out. And I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't go too much into detail because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're exposing the game.
But he's not talking about like, oh, I was killing people. Like it was something a little different. Though some more light.
Now, what do you think about guys that do that? I see it a lot. There's a guy who does like the bitty bit. He's like an Indian guy, but I think he's really Raza. And he goes into like Walmarts and gets into like pushing matches with people with cards. Or you get the guys that that they get real aggressive and I mean. For a good point. Yeah, I think they disrespect the hell out of older people, bro, and kind of get these people almost getting into a fight. What do you think about what those guys do?
They go a little far, bro, honestly, but it's content, and I can't really say, oh, this fool is like super wrong for doing that, because at one point I might have been doing that too. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Like when I was 19, bro, when I was 18, like I was doing some stupid stuff, bro. Like the other day I was playing basketball, and some little fools pulled up and they pulled out a gun like this, and then as we were shooting like this, right? And then it was BBs. Oh, yeah, they started showing BBs.
But that's the crazy thing. That's what people do for content and stuff nowadays, bro.
But see, when I was 19 and 18, it just like when fools put out the thing, I was like, fool, I remember I was 19 and I used to do stupid stuff with my homies too. I used to have eggs, bro. Boom. Throw that people that were going to parties.
No chingues, güey. You're that guy. Hey, we all got through stupid stuff, right?
Like it was a phase, bro. Like I'll never do that now, you know what I'm saying? But
you can drop those off now. I just you know what I do? I use it for a lot. I use it for the intros, bro, so I can hear the beat go off. Because if not, I feel like I don't know. I guess like an actor when they work with a green screen, homie. I'm not that actor yet. So as far as you started doing that, and when was the first creation of 44 Vato, and how did that exactly come about?
The creation of 44 Vato kind of just happened on accident, bro. Like you look at everybody knows that I've been doing this since 2018, but 2018 was a different phase. So what I was doing, I was really obsessed with like Blood In, Blood Out, and like all the older movies. Yeah, bro, low key. Like I was like obsessed, bro. Like I know so much lines. Like I could probably recite like half of that, bro, movie. You know what I'm saying?
Who's the best character in that whole movie?
Who's the best character? Paco.
You think Paco?
Look, I know he betrayed his people, right? But I still think that like the overall, like what he did, bro, was honorable. Not the, you know what I'm saying, betraying his people, right? But it was the change.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was the evolution of his life. So he went from like hardcore game banger to switching up his life around. Now, I'm not talking about fool should go be a Huda.
No, I get it.
I'm just saying, like, this fool changed his life around,
but
bro.
The crazy part is, like, you know, when you say he kind of turned on his people, but in reality, he went for his people, for his community.
Yeah.
On the streets, it'll be like, fool, this fool turned on the hood. And no, it's not that he turned on the hood, fool. He went to help his community and his family. Yeah. I saw a post last week where it showed Paco, and they showed him, what if Paco would have never left Vato Locos? And you see him all fucking gangstered out and all that. It would have been like Paco would have been doing life in prison with the rest of them, homie. So at least he kind of steered his family away from that. But on a street sense, he's a puerco, he's a this, right? But don't you think the most memorable guy though was Popeye by far?
Popeye is because of his lines, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, conoces a mi Chuy, conoces a mi carnalito el Chuy Saavedra.
Well, it's something that he talks. He goes fast. He goes fast and he slows it down real quick.
Yeah, he's funny, bro.
And then he tries to get some choncho for Miklo, fool.
He likes to give me choncho.
Hey, but it's crazy. Those guys. I mean, I don't know if they got burned out on it, but it doesn't seem like they're still getting paid off those characters. I don't know if it was a blessing or a curse because some got stuck with those, except for Paco.
Except for Paco, he evolved. But when you look at Miklo, bro, he's still running with the stuff that happened 32 years ago.
Yeah,
like they brought out a video. I think he was in Las Vegas, and people were swarming him like he was a celebrity that just came out 2 days ago, bro.
Yes.
Nah, this dude. He's still running with that stuff, and he's still getting paid, and he's still doing meet and greets off of just one movie, bro.
In our community. And I think that's something that just kind of started evolving in the last 5 years as well.
Yeah.
Because before that, it wasn't like that. Now it's like, yeah, you're gonna have those guys there. Yeah, people love those characters, bro. But like I said, I think it was a blessing and a curse at the same time, because I'm sure there's some actors that don't like getting stuck in that category where everybody just knows before this character, right?
Absolutely.
So, which is a better movie, Blood In, Blood Out, or American Me?
Oh, bro, Blood In, Blood Out is the greatest movie of all time.
Hey, better than The Godfather, fool?
Better than The Godfather.
Have you seen The Godfather, bro?
Yeah, I think The Godfather is actually overrated, bro.
No. Hold on. You said, what's this thing's for? That's what the X is for, fool. No, The Godfather.
That's your movie.
That is definitely The Godfather. My mother had me watch it like when I was like, I think like 9 years old or something. She's like, come here, you have to. Well, she also had me watch Scarface when it first came out. So The Godfather, if you look at it, every gangster movie since The Godfather has taken pieces of The Godfather, whether it's whether it's the shooting scenes, whether it's I make you an offer you can't refuse. It's a lot of stuff. And I just think that The Godfather, for a lot of people, especially younger people, it's a little bit too slow for them.
That's true.
But gangsterism in that level is a business, bro. They were actually a business. But I mean, to each his own. That's why we have our opinions, right?
What year was The Godfather released?
I want to say The Godfather was released in like 1970.
Oh,
5 or 7. It's an old movie, but it has stood the test of time. If you go and look for The Godfather first, you're not gonna find it for free on any platform. You still gotta rent The Godfather, and it still has a 4.5 star rating.
4.5 star rating.
4.5 star rating from a 1970s movie. That's insane, bro. That's hard to get. You're gonna get 4, but it's still 4.5. At that point you would think, it's crazy. And then
4.5 star movie.
Yeah, bro, you get to betray you. Well, it's the same thing, but this one was the difference between The Godfather and, let's say, Blood In, Blood Out. It was the opposite, where Paco turned his life around and became a Jura. And The Godfather, Michael, which was Al Pacino, he was the one that was a veteran that came out of World War II. And after Sonny, his hothead brother, went and tried to get revenge for their father getting shot up, he's the one that took over. And eventually, Michael Corleone became one of the greatest Godfathers ever. But he went from being a good guy. When he first said, "I'm going to kill that cop or that guy who shot my dad," they all looked at him and laughed. "You a square, bro. You a lame." And then he showed that if you put me to that position, I might just put in some work, bro. Now,
I like that.
Now that we're talking about two different generations, why, or is it just me? Why does it seem like Gen Z is some of the most sensitive generation that we've had in many years, if maybe ever?
I think it's the fools that are in the politics that really put it out there that it's okay to, to act like the way that they do, you know what I'm saying? And that's not a diss to like Republicans or Democrats or whatever, but it's just more so like a when you look at all the stuff that's normalized in society today, bro, that's how they do to the politicians. Yeah. They push all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people don't like say Gavin Newsom, because he's all for having transgenders in the opposite sports and whatever.
That's one big thing that's going on right now. Trompito, as we like to call him in here. Trompito is threatening with holding federal funding because they have this transgender girl, which is a boy, something Hernandez, that they're gonna. I think he won either his county, and now he's going for the state, or he's going for nationals. And Trump's like, dude, we already said we're not doing this anymore. But it seems like a lot of times the liberals get offended so easy, bro, and they're the ones, like you said, they're the ones pushing for younger people to be offended. And to me, it's a no-brainer. When you're like maybe in, I don't know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade and you're playing baseball, well, yeah, you can do co-ed, bro, because you're still little kids. But once you start hitting junior high and high school, that's why there's no girls playing straight fast pitch baseball, bro. It's too fast, and it's no knock on girls. That's the thing. But it seems like they say, "Oh, you want to." It's funny when they say this one. It's only like 1% of the population. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that 1% of the population is affecting the whole percent of the girls' sports.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. I mean, when you look at the dude, Leah Thomas. Leah Thomas was a swimmer, and she went to go perform. I'm gonna say he.
Yeah.
He went to go perform I think he went to go perform with the woman,
Yes.
right? Before winning #1 place, this person was 400th,
Right.
ranked 400 with the man. The moment that bro switched over to the women's, #1, bro.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, bro. And when you do the study on the human anatomy, on the, you know what I'm saying, on the muscles, you look at man, bro, and we have like it's different muscles, bro, and different stuff. Like God designed everybody differently.
Yes.
And he did it with the purpose. So that's why girls need to be with girls, men need to be with men.
Yeah, we're just stronger by nature, and you don't have to be a scientist to figure that out. I remember, God, what's his name, dude? Real famous tennis player. They used to break his racket all the time. McEnroe.
Okay.
McEnroe got a lot of heat. About 2 years ago, he was in an interview. I think it was in Australia, and they said, "Hey, why did you have to say that Serena Williams is the best women tennis player, not just tennis player?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "Because she is the best women's tennis player. She's not the best tennis player in the world." And he said the same thing. Somebody who's ranked 100 something, and I believe, and I could be making this stuff up. I believe she did play a guy. And she lost, bro.
She lost to the guy.
She lost, bro.
Was this guy like
He was professional, but he was ranked like 100 something.
Oh, and he beat her.
He beat her. That's just, I mean, is there every once in a while that, every once, but it's very rare. But when it comes to boxing, to MMA, to baseball, to basketball, to football,
all of that.
It makes no sense. But they're so worried about offending a few people. And I think that's what happened under the Biden administration. I think that's where we're getting a lot of heat right now. It seems like Biden wasn't all there. And everybody else was running the show. But talking about Biden, hey, why you blocked that Vato, fool? Why you blocked Joe Biden, 44 Vato?
Did I block Joe Biden?
You blocked Joe Biden, bro. That's what I heard on the streets.
Look, this is what I always say. I might have recalled somebody in the Biden administration blocking me first. Somebody in the Biden administration blocked me first.
No way.
I didn't even say nothing, but they blocked me first, and that happened maybe like a year ago. It was one of his people. But what I was telling somebody else yesterday is that all of this stuff and all of the deportations that's happening with all the Mexicans and all of that, I blame that on the Democrats. And I know that a Republican is doing all those deportations, but you guys helped to put the opposite people of the Democrats in office. You know what I'm saying? So like, it doesn't matter like whether you're Democrat or Republican, but I'm just saying Democrats shot themselves in the foot by not wanting to change, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like people were like, "Oh, the Republicans did this. They're deporting everything." Not defending the Republicans, but I'm just saying the Democrats, bro. They shot themselves in the foot. Boy.
They started
didn't
this
want to
problem.
change.
Yeah, well, what it was, and I just did that video on it, and they had the border completely open. They come on, and they're sitting here telling us, no. It's like, bro, I see 10,000 people here, and I see caravans coming. I see more coming, and they're giving them free hotels, free food, free this, and we're like, wait a minute. All this time, we as Americans are going through inflation, and they're letting more people, which unfortunately made the country turn on immigrants because they started pushing us, grouping us in the same thing. But there's a reason that 50% of Latino men voted for Donald Trump, bro.
I mean, I think that the Latino men that did vote for Donald Trump, it was because of that. With the same exact reason that you're just saying is like they were allowing so much different people in, and I don't know. In a way, it was kind of like, all right, we got in, let's shut the door behind us,
right?
In some sort of way. And I personally think that might have been it. Bro.
No, this is because people will tell me the same. Listen, I voted for Trump. I don't hide from it, bro. The game was always this. The game was, agarras un coyote, vienen unos 20, 30 max. They'll catch a few get on, and that way it trickled in, and it wasn't this invasion that it became, right? But then what happened, instead of the coyotes coming in and getting people in here, tens of thousands started coming in. And most states that are liberal were saying, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? So when the Texas governor shot him over to New York, that's what and that was a smart move. And they were saying, that's inhumane. He's like, I can't handle these people. The federal government's not giving me extra money to handle these people. I'm going to send them to New York. And what happened in New York? All of a sudden, you get a Democratic mayor in New York. We can't handle these people. You sound like a Republican, bro. But because I think everybody's too afraid just to say, hey, dude, this is enough. We have to do this. The one thing I will say though that I completely disagree with the Trump administration, what they're doing is going and raiding construction sites.
Yeah, I disagree with
Está
that. bro.
cabrón, güey. Está cabrón. I think when he came in running office, they said they're going after criminals, they're going after this, and now it's like, well, they're criminals, they broke the law. No, you're getting somebody who's equivalent to maybe shoplifting at 7-Eleven, and you're giving a life sentence because you're deporting them out of the country, bro, and they could have been here 10, 20 years. I think with our people, first of all, with our own, there's no compassion. So if we don't have no compassion within our own, the rest of America is not going to have any compassion for us, bro.
Yeah, that's true. I did hear though that construction site that got raided in I think it was Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee, Florida.
That one right there, bro. They actually did end up releasing a good amount of people that got arrested. So I don't know if people caught that in the news, but
I wonder if those ones that got arrested probably had papers and they just had to kind of prove it or had some kind of.
Yeah, and then also the other people, they still are probably awaiting maybe a court hearing because I don't think they could just throw you out like that.
Well, this is
Are they doing that?
This is another crazy thing that they're doing, bro. They're
appointment hearings.
The ones that hearings are they're dropping the charges. Have you seen that one?
I think tell me.
They're okay. So you got, and I think it was in Colorado. They went in there. The judge tells the people, okay, you got this. The DA he goes, we want to drop the charges. And they're like, you want to drop the charges? Yeah. And the people, do you concur? And the people are like, yeah. We'll drop the charges. Okay, no problem. Here you go. We're dropping the charges. While they were fighting their case, they had to stay. Like a stay execution. You can't go nowhere. You can't do this. Once they signed that paper, there is no stay. There is no nothing. As soon as they walked out, ICE was there. Hey, so and so, come here. You're illegally here, and now they're due. And that's the slippery slope that the Trump administration is doing. Is they're getting rid of due process, and they're just trying to get rid of him. Like that guy, which they're not even talking about him anymore. The guy from El Salvador, that the federal judge said no, you need to keep him here. That they said he was from MS because of smiley face and no mames, güey.
No, photo. I mean, these ones weren't Photoshop, but these ones were.
Yeah,
that MS-13,
and they couldn't, and they. I've been around gangs for shit, bro, 40 years now, right? I looked at that. I said, "Are you kidding me? That is not MS-13." To me, it's this: bring the guy back, give him his due process, and if you find that he is no good, then send him back.
Yeah.
But when you start being judge, jury, and executioner, eventually it's gonna come to your home, and people are like, "Who cares with this?" Nah, bro. Eventually it's gonna come to you. Talking about a little bit of that. What did you even report on this one? The Chrisleys that got the pardoning.
The Chrisleys? Are you talking about the
widows are like from Tennessee? They used to have a reality show. Growing up with the Chrisleys.
No,
he just pardoned them. He pardoned the husband and wife. The husband was sentenced to 12 years. He had 2 years in. And the wife was sentenced to 7 years.
The pardonings.
The pardoning. But this one just happened this week.
Yeah, but this one was included with the
original pardoning. No,
I'm saying, but he pardoned multiple people. He also pardoned rappers too. No,
he did. He young thug or young who that he pardoned.
¿Quién era este? It wasn't Kodak. No,
Kodak was last time.
Kodak was last time.
Yeah, but what he done?
NBA young boy.
He pardoned Hoover.
Oh yeah,
but what people don't know is he's still got 200 years left in the state, bro. So it was more like, I'm gonna pardon him. We know he's not gonna get out. But this is the play that I think Donald Trump does. He goes and says, okay, I'm gonna pardon all these people that are really doing time. I've already started their time, and then I'm gonna pardon a couple black rappers. And everybody like, you see, he pardoned some the black.
The fools with influence.
Yes.
It's the fools with influence because a lot of people know them.
It's a hustle, bro. Because
they're gonna get talked about.
The Chrisleys. $30 million from banks.
Dang.
They defrauded, bro.
They defrauded them.
$30 million, and people are. I saw a comment on my IG, and it was a female, and she said, "It's white collar crime. It doesn't affect anybody." And I'm like, wait a minute. Don't you know that white collar crime is the one that takes your retirement away? Those are the Ponzi schemes that people put all their retirement money in, and all of a sudden the money's gone. That's white collar crime, bro. So when you're defrauding a bank out of $30 million, guess what? There's people that's their money that they're defrauding.
Yeah, that's true.
And to me, a lot of the people that he will pardon that are like, let's say, African Americans, some are gun charges, okay? And the other ones, they already did 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
Let your boy and your girl do about 10 years and then pardon them. But no, to me, it's like, it's not so much white privilege, but it's rich white privilege.
It's rich white privilege.
Because a lot of rich, I mean, there's a lot of white people that ain't privileged, bro. Let's keep it 100.
That's true.
It's rich white privilege. So, but to me, I like to sit there and you know, like before people say, why are you picking on Biden? I say, because he was president. Straight up, he was president and he was Dumas. With Trump, is like, oh, now you're flipping. I'm not flipping, bro. I voted for the guy. If I had a chance to vote for him again, I would vote for him again. But these are the things I do not agree with. And I think that's a problem a lot of times with people that get into politics. It's like a gang, bro. They pick that side and there's no way that they can do wrong. And to me, they could. But let's move on to something else. Your very first job, what was it?
My very first job, I was working at the amusement park. So it was like this local amusement park, and I was just working over there, bro. I was getting paid $8 an hour. And people will be tipping. You know, they'll give me my tips. Y luego, on my check, a lot of people don't know this, but my checks, every single check, bro, I'll give it to my mom. Like every single thing. And she wouldn't ask for it too. There would be like $300 checks.
And you give it to moms?
Yeah, it was a part-time job.
That's right.
I didn't have no money. And I just gave it to my mom because I was like, well, my mom's providing for me. My mom's like feeding me. She's taking me where I need to be. Yeah. And she's even letting me borrow the car. You know what I'm saying? And she's gonna fuel it up. Yeah, but that's money that I work for. So
that's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
What's your mom? Yeah. No. Now it's probably different because you got so much growth. I mean, heck, man, you're at 800 and some thousand on TikTok.
831. Yeah, I think 831.
831 at the major, right?
As of right now.
That's right. And then with Instagram, you're almost at 1 million then.
So
if you add them all up, if you add them up with the Instagram, TikTok.
No, we're already over 1 million. I want to say maybe 1.3, but it just like I did do that. I did count them up, but that was like last year, bro. And I think I hadn't reached 1 million yet. And then this year, it's like the growth has been crazy. Instagram, we haven't really grown on 44 Vato because I don't make any money on there, bro. So like I don't really even try.
Yeah, is it tough? Because I see sometimes on Instagram ads this, ads that, but. Do you make anything on Instagram at all? Like
no. So I have one page that's monetized.
Okay.
But that page got invited by Instagram itself directly. 44,
they did.
44 Vibe XL. That's my news page, and the news page doesn't even get paid off of reels. It gets paid off of posts. So if I post on me and American Cholo are in the podcast, that video or that post is going to get money. However, I don't really spend so much time on there. 44 Vato has not got invited to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even sell even promos anymore just because it's like busy. It's like $60, $80, bro. And I'm just like, all right, I could pick it up, but I'm like, I just got like, I got other things that I want to work on. And majority of the rappers that try to hit me up, they're ass, bro. They're ass, bro. So I'm like, if I'm being honest with you, I'm just like, majority of the rappers that hit me up, and I'm just like, bro, like, do I want to push this? Most of the rappers, you know what they do? They'll get a girl twerking in the music video because their music isn't good enough. Yeah. So they want to get the girl to pick up the views because they know that people are going to watch for the girl and not for the music.
Look at the thumbnail, bro. Look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail's got the culo in there instead of the guy. But have you seen the rap scene get just oversaturated in the last 5 years, 6 years? Like everybody and their mama's a rapper, bro.
Everybody's a rapper, bro. I think rap it's a good thing, bro, but I think that a lot of people sound the same. And so like whenever I look at rappers and I look at talent, I'm always looking at the person who sounds different than everybody else. Okay. That's why only a few heads have stood out to me, bro, to be honest with you.
Who are like one or two of these guys that stood out to you? Let's say out here in the
California?
Yeah.
The only one, bro, that seems really, really different to me is Tommy Guns. That's the only one.
Tommy Guns, huh?
I interviewed him 2 days ago.
How was that interview?
It was good, bro. It was good. We bro brought a lot of people to the Airbnb because we shot it at the Airbnb. You know
that's right.
Yeah, I didn't even rent out a studio. Like it's because the thing with me, bro, I look for quality and I have quality. I got a pretty nice camera, but I'm just like it doesn't really matter about the place. It doesn't have to look too professional. People do IRL streams all the time. You know what I'm saying? People like relatability. Right. That's what I realized. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, people don't care to be so professional and, you got this nice ass car. Nah, people want relatability. And so, bro, I literally put up 2 chairs and I said, Tommy, you sit there. I sit here.
Let's run it.
Record. Boom. That's it.
What's one of the things that surprised you about Tommy?
The thing that surprises me the most about Tommy is that he's very well-spoken.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very well-spoken. I don't know if it's because he spent some time in Montana, bro, and he was with the white boys, you know what I'm saying?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Boys. But that fool, he's a smart dude, bro, and he spent some time in Montana. Right now, he's just, he's doing the rapper stuff, bro. So he might be hanging out with some wild influences. You know what I'm saying? But that's his deal.
Talking about hanging out with wild influences, doing the rap thing. What's your thoughts on Lefty Gunplay or being dropped from the old Jeezy tour with Jeezy, Peso, the Bag Chaser, and there's one more I'm missing there, but being dropped from that tour.
It's because look, everybody knows that Lefty Gunplay is a brand risk. So whenever they get invited somewhere, they know that he's a wild card, bro. He might do good and he might do wrong. But see, a lot of people be like, oh, it's because he hasn't dropped I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't, I don't know if he's doing some type of,
well, he said, I mean, he says it himself that he wishes he could stop doing drugs. He's not saying what exactly that drug is, but I think we can all figure out that there is something definitely going on over there, right?
The streets say one thing, you know what I'm saying, what he's doing, but I ain't gonna go, I can't confirm it because I'm not him, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think that with him, he's just too much of a risk for brands and rappers to play with, because I saw a video yesterday where they were telling him to get back up on stage and he was like, nah, I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and the people were like, no, we want you up here because it's for safety. It's a safety issue. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much like, oh, you hate the fans. Nah, it's just a safety issue. But Lefty is like, nah, I'm gonna do stuff my way. And I think that's why Kendrick didn't want to allow Lefty on the stage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was some people getting upset. I mean, myself, I was like, that's Kendrick's show, bro. You know, I don't care what if you're on there, unless you tell the guy, hey, dude, I'm gonna come up there. But you're absolutely right. What if you get this guy out there and he crashes out on stage on
that's true, bro.
multi-million-dollar fucking gig right now? This ain't 20 people in a little club, bro. This is a huge fucking stadium.
And I think that Lefty has to understand that it's not Kendrick's call, bro. Kendrick has managers and stage, I don't know, you know,
of course,
managers and all
agents, everybody,
they control
bro.
Everything, bro. I was talking to some people who deal with very, very big superstars in the regional Mexican genre, and they were talking about they don't even let you record even backstage because they don't want the fans to look to know how backstage looks like.
Yeah, they want to keep it a little bit of
detail, bro.
You know what that reminds me of? Yeah. I don't know if I'm sure you did. You watched the Selena movie. With Almost, right? And there was a scene where Almost was like telling her, no, you need to keep away from them. You need to have that curiosity about them, because once you show too much, nobody wants to see it anymore. Like, I've seen this movie, so it's kind of keeping that curiosity about them. Now, talking a little bit about the corrido things, what's your thoughts on the visas being revoked for a lot of these guys since the narcos have been labeled terrorist organizations?
Yeah. So I think that a lot of people are getting that misunderstanding of, oh, they're taking away the visas and all of that. Well, it's because what people don't know is that the cartels are now labeled as terrorist organizations.
Right.
So whenever you make a song for a cartel, you're now making the song for a terrorist organization. That's what a lot of people don't understand, bro. So there's a lot of comments. Oh, why is this happening? Is it because they're Mexican? No, it's because you're quote unquote worshiping these.
It would be literally. There's a big guy that from India that raps, and he's the one that did that video.
From LA?
Huh?
Is he from LA?
No, he's from India, but I think he does in India. You've seen his videos. He's the one that the video he's driving around that car with a big old circle and everybody's on top.
I think I seen him.
It's a huge song. Well, it would be like that guy. Imagine him singing some stuff about Osama bin Laden and putting him on, right? It's kind of equal to that.
It's the same thing. I mean, and I don't think it's the same thing, but at the same time, though, you know what? I do believe that cartels are terrorists, bro.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will disagree with me, but bro, these fools are beheading people and they're doing very, very bad and negative things, not to just people that are involved in the scene, because I've seen this stuff firsthand. They're kidnapping innocent civilians, and they're holding them for ransom, and they're making these poor families pay for to get them back. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about $50,000. Where are they gonna get $50,000 from?
Yeah, one of my boys that works for me, he's from Sinaloa.
Yeah,
when they were going at that little, they had the civil war here about last summer.
Yeah,
it is still fighting, but this one it was very hot and heavy. He said that he has family members still live there, and he'll be on live video, like showing me like, dude, look at these fools, they're busting on these guys, everything. And he said, dude, there's a neighbor of mine that they picked up, they killed, they put him on the road. He's been there for a week.
He's been there for a week.
And I was like, what do you mean, bro? Why do you guys? Porque ahí lo dejan, and they go up the mountain and watch. Whoever picks them up, they're going to come after them. So he's like, dude, so you got family members literally looking at their uncle, their son on the side of the road driving by. and nobody says nothing,
We
bro.
don't say nothing because, and then people ask the question, well, why don't the police come pick them up?
No.
Oh, they work for them too.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that, bro.
Well, I mean, when you got the president in Mexico, 30 other candidates were murdered before she got in there.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Imagine 30 people being killed
Unheard of.
in the United States before Trump got in there. They'll be like, this guy is not the president. 30 candidates murdered, bro.
Nah.
And it doesn't need, and over here it makes like a little bleep of news, and over there it doesn't make the news because allá mata hasta reportistas, güey.
Simón.
Whoever, everybody, you could tell the presidents over there are scared of the narcos over there because I think they have the money and they got the power.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little afraid of the narcos too. Why you think I got a mask on, bro? Because my family still lives in Mexico and we live like in Zacatecas. We live like in low-key in a dangerous area. So whenever I talk about cartel stuff, I just call the cartels a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? These fools, I've gotten some threats before to my life. And I'm not gonna lie, it happened maybe a week and a half ago. But it is what it is, bro.
What do? You get a text, phone call, or?
Yeah, bro. I don't know how these people get my phone number, but they bring up phone numbers and they start talking about, are you related to
So and
boom, boom? And I don't respond. Oh, we already know that you are. I'm like, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It is what it is, bro.
Would you be against the Trump administration going in there and kicking some ass?
Fool, if they kick some ass and they don't hurt any innocent civilians, but if they're gonna go take out the cartels that are, you know what I'm saying, doing this stuff to innocent civilians and just fighting amongst each other, because honestly, it's just stupid. It's just over drugs, bro, really. You know? Honestly, if they do that, I'm not really against it. I'm more so just against like the whole deportation stuff.
Of course.
When it comes to the hardworking people.
Yes.
Because I am for deportation, but only to those who have committed major crimes.
Yeah,
bro.
criminals. No, same way. And I think the majority of Raza thinks that way, but unfortunately, you have a lot of the Gen Z ones that, oh no, you can't do that. Oh, this this is stolen land. That war's over, bro. That hood fight is over, carnal. It's done, and they're still. And I'm like, okay, it's stolen land. What are you gonna do about it?
You think it's victim mentality?
It is. It's definitely a victim mentality, and that's like the video that I did yesterday. I said, okay, listen, guys. I'll take the blame. I voted for Donald Trump. I'm a douchebag.
I saw that.
I'm a coconut. I'm everything. Now what? Are we going to do something about it? Or are you just going to sit there and scream at everybody? And that's what we do, bro. Nos ponemos en un cuarto así. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. And the guy out there is still robbing us, still doing whatever we don't want him to do. Well, when are we going to go out there and put our energy to that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, no, but it's your fault. Okay. Now I finally say it's my fault. Now what?
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So since you voted for Donald Trump, right? And because I didn't vote for Donald Trump, you know, people might have thought, oh, you were pushing Donald Trump though. I was like, I didn't vote. I ain't never voted for Donald Trump. Never voted for him. Most of my stuff was just like memes. Whenever they said that, oh, he got arrested and they did a mugshot. I thought that was funny. I was making memes about it.
That was great content, bro.
Yeah, he's great content. So I was using him for content. But I want to ask you, since you voted for Donald Trump, did you get excommunicated by any of your family members? I mean, cousins and all of that sort of deal. That might be a personal question.
No. I want to say that the majority of my family was just like myself. I was on that F Donald Trump train during the 2016 election, I think cycle was. I voted for Hillary Clinton, bro.
Okay, you voted for Hillary.
I thought Trump was great to come in because he shook the establishment. And the first time I saw Donald Trump in a different light was when he was debating Hillary Clinton and she told him, well, you're a billionaire who doesn't pay his fair share in taxes. And he said, that's right. And your donors don't do the same. You're a sitting senator. Why haven't you closed that loophole? Because your donors won't let you close that loophole. And she was just like, this was exposing game. And that's what Donald Trump is not a politician. He's exposing stuff that they never wanted him to expose. But the Republicans hated Donald Trump, bro. A lot of them still do.
Yeah,
but this is why Güeros, and I say that respectfully, this is why Caucasians have what they have in the world, bro. They can sit here and talk all kind of crap about each other, but once he becomes or she becomes whoever the nominee is, that's the nominee. They get behind that person, bro.
That's true.
And all that other stuff they put to the side. With us, no, wait. Well, like I said, we'll fight forever. Gil, it's your fault. You're okay. Now what? Can we move on and start doing this? But no, we stay stuck in the mud, bro. But
gotta move forward.
We gotta move forward. And with me, it's this. the stolen land, all that, that's gone, bro. Get that out of your head. I get to people get real passionate over the rules that have been established, and the rules, believe it or not, are in our favor because we have the numbers.
Look, bro, and whenever somebody brings up the stolen land stuff, because it might have been a little stolen, and they only paid $15 million for it, which was really undervalued, bro, for all that big ass
Yeah, of
land. You know what I'm
course.
saying? It is. It's a little bit of money. So they did steal it. Not in that sort of way. They did give them some funds, but it was way less, bro. What I gotta say is whenever people were like, oh, they stole it, and you guys are all gentrifiers and all of that. The thing about it is the Spaniards conquered the Aztecs.
Yes.
And then the Aztecs also conquered the indigenous people that were also living in Mexico before that. So I guess we all come from, I think you're not you don't come from Mexican blood, right? Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is we got gentrifier blood, bro, no matter what, on both sides, bro. Whether Spaniard, Aztec.
No, yeah. See, the thing is this: Mexican. I hate to break the news to you, Vatos, is not a race. I know Mexicans think it's a race, bro. Mexican is not a race. It's a barrio, fool. It's a hood. It is. It's not a race. It is what is it? A nationality. But it's not a race. When it comes down to it, and they get blood from somebody where I'm from, Honduras, somebody in Mexico, Guatemala, they're gonna have the same mixed blood. For they got the mestizo, a little bit of Aztec, the Spaniard. We're not something we could say, oh look, we're Anglos, we're Africans. No, we're mutts, bro.
Is that why you say Calimax?
That's why I say Calimax, because
What does that stand for?
Central American Latinos, Indigenous Mexican American Chicanos.
So you're saying like we're all one.
That's what we are, bro. We all have different flags, but we come together. The reason that the LGBTQ got so powerful because they got tired of saying, well, I'm lesbian, I'm not gay. Well, I'm gay, I'm not bi. Well, I'm trans. And somebody finally got smart enough and said, hey, dude, why don't we just stop this? That's us. We're bickering about who we are, bro. You're not Chicano, you're not Mexican, you're not this, you're not that. Bring it under one umbrella. Okay, this is who we are. Now let's fight.
I never seen it that way, bro. Honestly, I applaud you for that.
Well, that's why they got so much power. Think about it. LGBTQ 5-6 years ago, nobody even heard of them, bro. And it was only LG.
This was their gang now.
They're the Rainbow Mafia, homeboy. They're the Rainbow Mafia.
I think you're the first fool I ever. I heard it in a different podcast, and like you're the first fool that brought that out. I was like, these fools are actually a gang.
Yeah, the Rainbow Mafia. They will sit there and smash on you, carnal. Literally, like they'll smash on you, and we're too prideful. Like people, no, you're so okay. That's fine, but you by yourself, you're not gonna win this war, bro. We're not gonna stop the ICE, Department of Justice, and all that from going to construction sites, to your house, to this. If we continue to do what we're doing, which is what? Fighting amongst each other.
That's true. That is very true.
And that's what I'm trying to show people. And they want to get upset. They want to do this. But like I said, my new thing is, okay, now what? That's my answer. Now what? Okay, you got that off your chest. We screwed up, whatever. Now what? What do we do? And either we're going to get together and figure it out, or we're
complain.
Not.
Or complain.
And unfortunately, fool, if I was a betting man, we're going to keep complaining. People say, Gil, why don't you? Well, I'm trying, bro. And every time I try, I get knocked down. I'm this. You know, but at some point I'm like, I don't care, bro, because you know what? I don't want to end up and it sucks for that guy, Alex Enamorado.
Yeah, Alex Enamorado.
People hit me up, hey, where's Alex at? Is Alex still in jail, fool? Oh, free Alex. I said, have you sent him $5? Have you sent him $10? Have you sent him $20? It looks good, and people are like, yeah, but then once somebody gets jammed up, they're gone, bro. It's just to a lot of people, this is just Instagram, TikTok is just a reel. It's just people want to do it for like
trend. It's a trend.
It's a trend, bro. And for a movement, like I said, to me, we need to stop working for at least 2 weeks, bro. And some people say, oh, I can't afford it, bro. When we were in COVID, those people didn't work for over months.
But what is it though? It's 70% of people work paycheck to paycheck, you know?
Yeah, I think everybody almost works paycheck.
That's why a lot of people couldn't do the 2 weeks.
No, you can. The thing is that we don't want to, bro.
Yeah.
We don't. You know, you okay?
But just
what if let's say right now, let's say we walk out the door. There's a 8.9 earthquake in California.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're not working for 2 months, bro. Te vas a aguantar, güey.
Yeah.
How do people make it in Mexico? Te vas a aguantar. Even here, I know people who get fired and don't work for 4 months. Fuck, I'm struggling. Yeah, but you're still living. But if we were to do like a 2-week thing, what people don't understand, there's more behind the scenes. It's not just 2 weeks. The 2-week things, but before you get there, you have to organize it. You have to get to the churches, get to the community. All right, guys, listen, we're going to be off work for 2 weeks, which means we got to set up food shelters for every day for people to come. We got to set up places where maybe we can help people out with funding for their electricity. Be like, we will help. It's not just, all right, with 2 weeks and we're sitting at home on TikTok. No, there's a lot of work behind that 2 weeks. We feed our people. We clothe our people. We help them pay bills, the ones that we can.
Yeah.
And within those 2 weeks, if I don't show up to work on my job site with my crew for 1 day, phone calls are being made, bro.
Phone calls are being made.
Now, could you imagine that the country in 2 weeks, there's no Latinos, no Cali Max out there working? All these fucking rich developers, everybody's gonna be like, hey, dude, you're tripping now. You're messing with this.
Yeah.
This economy, the train will come to a halt. I don't care what they say.
agree.
No food, no construction, the docks will be stopped. Everything. And there's people that I'm sure want to do it, but it's always easy for us to be like, no. Well, then you're not gonna get anything. You know, when if anything that the brothers showed us, you know, during like the boycotts for the bus, there could have been a lot of people back then like, oh no, I gotta get to work, bro. No, well, they started getting vans, they started getting their own buses. They worked as a team with us. No, and that's why, bro, because we're with the brothers. When you look at it, they got nothing else. They can't sit there and say, oh, well, I'm from, if Africa was where Mexico's at, then yeah, they'd be fighting amongst each other because they're like, oh, no, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from here, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Yo soy mexicano, pinche cerote, and then the cerotes, pinche Venezuelans, fuck the Venezuelans, and we keep, and then the Mexicanos that talk shit, I'm like, don't you know that Argentina say the same shit about you? ¿Qué? Mexicano, yo, boludo, no, yo soy Argentina. Like, they look at you like class.
Yeah.
It's a class act, and we keep knocking each other out. And the thing with the Mexicans is,
I don't think it's gonna change though.
Huh?
I don't think it's gonna change.
If I'm a betting man, I don't think so either, bro. But
so
at least with me, when I become much older in the history of my podcast and the history of my I can sit there and say, hey, bro, I tried.
Yeah.
I gave you guys the message. I'm giving you what I believe is the playbook to success for our people to move forward in this country. That's what I'm giving you. And if you don't agree with me, then give me a play.
Yeah, that's true.
And nobody's giving me a play. Everybody's just saying, use a sell, use a code. Okay, here's my playbook. This is what we do. 2 weeks, no work, no this, so that, help each other out. Food. What do you plan on saying? Just, you're a sellout, Gil.
We gotta find solutions.
You gotta find solutions.
Not just complain.
And what we're doing is complaining a lot, bro. So when you're doing your investigative work and you got in your line of work, you gotta come out with the stuff quick. Breaking news. You got to be in front of every right?
First one, bro. I gotta beat out American Cholo. I gotta beat out Augusto Papa. I gotta beat out Food Community.
Everybody, fool.
But you guys beat me sometimes.
So
sometimes we beat each other.
How do you stay ahead of the trend, not without giving any of your secrets? Like, what are you doing, bro? Are you looking through newspaper? What are you doing?
Phone time. A lot of phone time, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my girl never complains about me being on the phone too much, you know what I'm saying? But I am on the phone a good amount, bro. But I'm not on there like consecutively 8-10 hours. My screen time's like 12 hours, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's 12 hours, bro, daily. But the thing about it is, I'm not just on there all the time, bro. Like, a lot of the time it's just scroll, and I put it away. And I'm like, all right, I didn't find nothing that time, but this time I am. Boom, 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 boom. I found one. Boom, write it down. And then I accumulate my 5 to 10. And then I'm like, all right, which ones are the best news topics? And I pick out 4 to 5, and I do my 4 to 5. Today, before I came here, I already did my 5.
Oh shit, man!
And I have them all done.
You got it down to a science now.
2 of them are edited. The other ones I haven't edited, so I'll have to edit them.
Did it feel weird when you were first doing it and put the mask on and?
Yeah, bro. Like I still feel weird even right now. Like, I'm looking at myself and I have a mask on. I'm the only one in here that has a mask on. Like, you don't think I feel like a little bit?
Take it off. Just take it off.
I feel like a little, like, kind of a ridículo, but I understand the influence that I've acquired throughout all these years, bro, off of just having a mask on. And I think it's a miracle from God, bro, to be honest with you.
All right, so
because it's insane, bro.
Check this out. We're gonna make a viral clip. Hold on.
We gonna take it off?
Check that shit off, fool. Check that shit off, fool. Check that shit off, fool.
I was like, yo, is this for serious? I'm about to run out right now. I'm about to call the cops on the shit. I'm like,
That's gonna be the clip I'm gonna release, bro. That's gonna be the perfect one.
yeah, bro, I feel you.
Shit.
That was a funny answer. That's gonna be your clip right there.
Hey, so
Yeah.
how do you verify yourself though? Because I mean, in your line of work, you gotta make sure it's legit.
You're talking about news content.
Yeah, news.
So with news content, bro, is whenever I hear something, because most of my information and news that I get is, I ask ChatGPT. I also scroll through TikTok. And sometimes whenever something comes across on TikTok off of just scrolling, I stop and I look at it and I look at the comments and I base it on the comments and I'm like, hey, wait, did this person say it's not real? Okay,
Right.
cool. It's not real. This other person is contradicting the other person saying it is real. It just happened. All right, so now what I'm going to go to Twitter. Now I'm really going to go verify the source with all of the bigger blog pages.
Right.
And these bigger blog pages will post the credible news, bro. So that's how I get my information, and I do get it. Sometimes I get it first. Sometimes if I don't have time, I'll get it third place, fifth place, or even freaking 20th place, bro. But I always have my own spin to it. If I come in last place, for me, bro, there's no coming in last place because I'm always going to give my spin on it.
Right.
But it'll be my spin to where it'll be something that's like, but you didn't catch this inside information
Correct.
that everybody else brought. I brought my own thing, and you got this is a 44 exclusive.
That's right.
That's what I. That's what, that's
you
mine,
ever
yeah.
get caught slipping where you posted something and it happened to not be true?
Yeah, bro. That's happened to me with debts, bro.
Oh, you got one of
That
those.
was in 2022 though. Like I haven't had a non-credible news post in a very long time, maybe 3 years. But the last one was like, bro, I reported on 2 deaths and they were not true. I think one of them was Vicente Fernandez before he had died, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did you just take it down, or did you have to go back and say, "Hey guys, this was"? How did you clean it up?
To be honest with you, bro, I never apologize on social media.
Oh, you never apologized.
I never apologize because it's like I feel like on social media, it's social media, so it shows a sign of weakness. Now, if I wrong you and I say, "Hey, Gil, I stole that camera right there, bro," and I don't apologize for that, then I'm a coward, bro.
Right.
I am, and I'm not. If I did steal that camera, I'll walk out. But a true apology would be bringing the camera back and apologizing,
Right.
not just saying, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry. You didn't bring the camera back." Where's the real apology?
So what do? Just take the post down and keep it pushing?
That's my apology, bro. Yeah, that's my apology.
But I bet you some of the haters just love it. Pinche vato, I told you this shit was fake and all this shit, right?
The good thing though is that they only talk about it for 2 or 3 days.
Oh,
And
that's
then
the
next
news
topic.
cycle.
Next topic.
But
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
also, I think, the power of the mask that you have on, because fortunately you can just walk out of here, take it off, and you could probably be in a room with somebody. Have you ever been in a room with somebody and say, "That fucking 44 Vato, fuck him," this and that? You're just looking at it.
I've never had nobody press me in real life, bro. I think the most is some dude did try to fight me, but I had security at the time, bro. Who just
What, you had
took
your
care of
mask
him.
on?
Yeah, I had a mask on, bro. I had some stuff like that.
Has anybody ever tried to really take your mask off?
Yeah, it did. If you guys go to YouTube, you'll see some fool from Fresno try to take it off, and he actually successfully took off the hat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna ask you. I seen that sign. There was like fool from Fresno presses 44 Vato or something. I was like, I'm not even asking. But
Somebody tried to expose me, bro, and it was that fool. That fool had no idea who he was. He was just mad, bro, because they had kicked him out of the club. But pretty much he got my hat and he threw it like this, bro. I was just reading the Bible today. It says, avoiding a fight is a mark of honor. So you know what I'm saying, bro? I'm not just gonna fight this dude. He got my hat and he threw it. It's a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, of
but am I
course.
gonna fight him for it? You know what? It's not even worth it. Mind you, this fool was 6'5", like 250, bro. And he was like pissed off too. And I was like, I'm not even pissed off. I'm chill, bro. I'm one of the most chillest fools, bro.
that's right.
Like you will never, bro. I challenge you to piss me off, bro. You will not get me mad, bro. You will not get me mad, bro. It's so hard, bro. It's so hard.
But you got a lot of
Yeah.
patience.
But I don't know if it's patience.
It's patience,
but,
bro. Patience is a
But
virtue.
it's a lot of like, it's one of the hardest things, bro, to get me mad. Nobody can get me mad,
But
bro.
that's what a lot of times they're looking for. They're looking for that reaction, because if you would have got that reaction, then yeah, you probably got exposed with your face, and then you guys get into a big old fight on camera, and then forever.
I
That's
get
the,
my ass beat.
that's the hard thing about social media, and I'll give that to a lot of the young people nowadays. That's one thing that I didn't experience, that I'd be pissed right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been beat down a few times. I can imagine, dude. Imagine even till today, they'd be like, "Hey, look when American Cholo got socked up right here." And, you know what I mean? And you got to relive that a lot.
Like the fool that tried to pull up on you.
Yeah, well, we could do a video out there right now. I'm gonna give you the exclusive of what happened before you leave. You'll be American Cholo. Here's the exclusive of what happened. Before I'll give you to step by step.
Is there a
bro.
video of that? No, I mean you're not the poster, but I'm like, do you have a video to that?
I have a Ring camera. I have a bunch of videos, bro. But
Also, you do have the video you like. You know, allegedly.
I have a video of the guy falling off the top bunk, bro.
Oh, shoot.
All right, that's what he did. It's like when you're in jail and the deputy comes and asks you, or the staff, "Hey, what happened to this Vato? He's up, fell off the top bunk." And you look at him like, but that was trying to get clout, bro. Clout is crazy. I know you've seen it for a while. Clout is crazy, where people will do some extreme stuff. What's some of the like most extreme stuff you've seen of people just trying to get clout? Because you're out there everywhere interviewing people and talking to them.
The most extreme thing that I've ever seen, bro, is I think there was like this house burning down, and there was a specific influencer that went over there, bro, and like was like shooting like some content, bro, like a TikTok dance in front of it.
Oh, geez.
And I saw like the actual house burn down too. It was like a family's house burning down. And this influencer just ran over there, bro, and did a TikTok dance. Like, that's the most craziest thing I've seen.
I've seen one, and I don't know how. See, that's the thing a lot of times, and especially on TikTok, you don't know how true it is. I seen one they showed these girls got into an accident. Their Tesla was almost on fire, and they're dancing in front of the Tesla. And the old man that hit them's all like, "What the hell is going on?" You know what I mean?
And they're doing a TikTok dance?
And they're doing a TikTok dance.
Nah, that's too much, bro.
Hold on, I got a good one for you right here, bro. Where's it at? I gotta find this one. This is TikTok related, bro.
All right.
Okay. If it was going to be the end of the world, bro, all right, the aliens came and said, 44 Vato, you are the only one that can save the world. But you have to either sleep with Ash Trevino or Shadi Bay. Which one is 44 Vato smashing? Ash Trevino or Shadi Bay for the world, bro? Or are you going to let the world fucking die, bro?
I'm gonna have to ask bro over there what he thinks. You know what, bro? Shotty Bay's a little younger. You know what I'm saying? Shotty Bay, you know, I don't know. Like I would avoid sleeping with them at all costs, bro.
No, this is to save the world, bro.
To save the world. I'm gonna have to give it to the Coconut Bay Queen, Shotty Bay. You know what I mean?
Shotty Bay gets the D for the win.
Hey, Shotty Bay. Shout out to Shotty Bay.
Hey, what's up with the TikTokers, bro? It seems like it's like in that realm, it seems like the more toxic, the more crazy you are, the more people gravitate to you. Because even like my wife, she's a TikToker. She watches TikTok, right?
Okay.
And she's, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm like, sweetie, you say this every day, but you're sitting there watching it.
She's consuming.
Yeah, she's consuming.
That's what we want her to do. That's what we want her to do.
Right? She's
That's what we
consuming.
want her to do.
But is it that at the end, you shock people so much that they're desensitized, they just want to see more and more and more?
Yeah, bro. It's like you building up a whole artificial lifestyle. That's all it is. It's an artificial lifestyle. Some of these so-called dramas, they're not even real, bro. They're not even real. I have so much inside information.
Oh, really?
Like, this person didn't even cheat on the other person. It was just for views.
Or the marriage. I think Lalo had a fake marriage as well.
That was a fake marriage, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whenever Wilito and Wendy, I don't know if you know them, but they also got married. That was a fake marriage too.
Well, it's like reality TV. Oh, the Kardashians, a lot of times scripted.
Same thing,
right?
That's why I'm not against it, and that's why people were like, you preach about God all day, but you're also gossiping all the time. I'm like, you don't understand the entertainment side of stuff. So you probably think that, but God already knows. God knows all things. So I'm not gonna sit there and start gossiping over, American Cholo did this to his wife. Bro, that's actual real life stuff. I'm reporting on this whole entertainment side of stuff that people don't really understand.
So talking about something like that, Team Icon, Team Food Community.
Team Icon, Team Food Community. That's
hey, you open
that's a really good question because me and Icon are cool, but he followed me and then he unfollowed me and then he denied that he ever did that, and I was like, I remember, like, how are you gonna challenge what I remember?
No, right.
And I followed you back, like, because otherwise I wouldn't have followed you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like an ego thing, way, but You know, that's just what it was at the time, bro. And food community, I was just doing a podcast with them the other day. I would have to pick food community.
Damn,
I have to pick food community. I mean, it's nothing
do you
against
think
them.
Juan was out of pocket though for saying some of the stuff he did?
Yeah, I do think so.
was.
I think he did go a little too far with mentioning the wife, just because it's the wife. Now, if it was a girlfriend, different thing. If they were engaged, different thing.
Well, I could have seen.
wife, though.
I could see if somebody had like, dude, your wife was cheating on you on this day, like last year.
Yeah.
Not some shit that was a prior relationship.
Okay, long time
No,
ago.
somos virgenes, güey. No mames.
That's a long time.
So to me, it was just, I think Juan was just had so much hate or whatever for this guy, and it's like, yeah, it was just a bad look, bro.
It was the first time he ever showed his face, bro. I think that he had to come out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh, he definitely came out with a bang, bro.
like me, I would never disrespect nobody's wife. That's like one of my main rules. I would never disrespect somebody's wife, no matter even if they cuss me out, if they break my windshield. I don't care, bro. I'm not gonna.
But if
disrespect
it's two
nobody's
dudes that are married, bro, does that still
wife. That's
count?
gay. That's gay. Like that's what people could. I really don't care, bro. Like people could sit there and be like, "Oh, 44 Vato is homophobic." I'm not homophobic to like where it'll be like, "Oh, this fool's gay. I can't be near him." It's just more so like I believe in the Bible, and the Bible says the union that God constructed and how marriage was supposed to happen was between male and female, and so anything else is adultery, bro. And it's a
Let me
bro.
challenge you a little bit on that.
Sin.
I do agree that that's what the Bible says, you know, but is one sin bigger than another? Because we're all sinners. If you do any kind of oral copulation, you're being a sinner. If you're doing any kind of butt sex, you're being a sinner, you know. So is there one sin that God's gonna say, well, this is a gay sin, this is worse than this sin?
Well, in the Bible, you look at specific Bible verses, and it says, "But his sin was greater." But his sin was greater, and he was talking about Judas because he was talking about like what he did. He betrayed Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying his sin was greater. So what does that signify? That there is a hierarchy in sins. Now, there's also even an unforgivable sin, which is the sin of blasphemy against the Holy Spirit.
Right.
So that's why I do believe that there is different rankings. However, all of the sins separate us from God, but God, in all of his mercy, loved us so much that he sent his only begotten son. And you know what I'm saying? The gospel, you know what I'm saying?
But we're definitely all sinners.
We're sinners, but if you're a Christian, you're a sinner saved by grace through faith. So that's what I believe.
That's what you believe in.
So I'm still a sinner, but sinner saved by grace through faith.
That's right. Yeah. May I have my own relationship with God, and I feel like, you know, he knows I'm living right. He knows I'm doing good. Like that's the way, because people will be like, you gotta go to church. You got, bro. I believe in God. I talk to him every day. Like, you know, I mean, like this. All praise to God, brother.
Do you believe though, like the gospel and stuff, or no?
Do I believe? I believe a lot of it, I guess, but I've never been baptized. I've never when I was raised as a child, bro. I remember my mom would make us pray to go to sleep when I was a little kid, maybe like.
Okay.
Well, I met her. It's crazy. I can say I met my mom when I was like 7, bro. Because before that, I really didn't remember her that much because she left us in Honduras. Okay. She came over here, got her hustle on, then brought me and my brother over here. Flew us over here. So I remember for like the first year or two, she was still like, and something must have happened in my mom's life where after that, the rest of my life was pretty much don't believe in that garbage. Don't believe in it. Oh yeah, bro. And I came from that was my world, bro. Don't believe in all that stuff. And I was raised to be a hardened kid, bro. Wow. But as I've gotten older, nah, bro. With the church and all that, they help us out. We help. It's a great thing. I believe that the church, obviously has its issues, but I think overall, trying to do good for the community, bro, and it keeps people in a place. I've seen people change their life completely by reading the gospel and all that. To me, when I see that, that's powerful, bro. I rather see one of my brothers reading the Bible, you know, getting off the streets and, you know, being in a tent, getting out the catorada, bro. So for sure, I think it's definitely a good thing. All right, so what else we got? I got some good stuff for you, man.
Ask it up, bro. I'll answer anything you want.
Mount Rushmore Raza rappers. It could be Cali, Texas, anywhere, bro.
Cali, Texas, anywhere. And this is all time or is this current?
Current. Well, let's do both current and then all time.
Oh, current. Okay, cool. Well, I'll say current. Okay, current. We'll go Lefty Gunplay. We'll go Peso. we'll go King Lil G.
That's right.
King Lil G actually should, if there was a ranking, he would be in the first place. I think he's one of the greatest ever, bro.
That's right.
And then our fourth one would be, bro, Lil Travieso, he passed away, so I can't put him in there. But Money Sign Sway passed away too. Damn,
yeah, bro.
Peso.
Peso, that's right.
So if those two were still alive, they would be right there.
Of all time.
Of all time? Number one, you always gotta give. Wait, so we're doing the four greatest rappers.
If you're in charge of this Mount Rushmore, it's a big old rock. Hey, dude, we're gonna put 4 Latino Cali Mac rappers up here of all time. Who are these 4?
I'm gonna put Kid Frost.
I agree with you on that one.
I'm gonna put MC Boulevard. Very underrated.
I'll show you a picture of MC Boulevard I got here from back in like 90 something.
I'm a fan of MC Boulevard, and even in his Christian phase too. He makes some good Christian music.
He's one of my homies.
You know what I'm saying? And is that 2 already?
Yeah, it's 2.
Number 3 will be King Lil G.
King Lil G.
And number 4 will be Mr. Capone.
Oh no, I gotta take that. Come on.
Why you ain't on Mr. Capone, wait?
Because because I'm thinking of somebody else, bro. Big Pun won't fucking put that list somewhere.
He's Puerto Rican, yeah. He's
Puerto Rican, homie.
How could I forget? Yeah, but he was a one-hit wonder.
Nah, do you think he was a one-hit wonder?
Name me 3 songs from Big Pun.
I can't name you 3 songs of any of these guys you just named, bro. But
I guarantee you can name 3 Kid Frost songs. You grew up in that era.
Yeah, I could. This for Raza, Family Affair, Ain't No Sunshine. Those are 3 that I could name from Kid Frost. I think King Lil G, that one record he did, the original, was probably one of the best I've heard in decades, bro.
Go Christmas.
Yeah, all that, bro. That was a banger. But I would put Big Pun over Capone. No disrespect, homie, but
Big Pun over Capone.
Yeah, Big Pun over Capone.
Capone's not even Latino. No?
Yeah, but he is a Latino rapper.
He's a Latino rapper.
He's a Latino rapper, and I think that's one thing with us that we push. Oh, you're not this. Like I said, we fight for everything, fool. We fight for everything, carnal. Because like some people were trying to say, oh well, Lefty Gunplay is not Raza because his dad's white and his mom's Guatemalan. Like, at what point do we figure?
Nah, he's the Raza, bro, for sure.
Oh no, of course, bro. A lot of times it's pretty much just where you grow up, how you grew up, and the whole thing.
But a lot of times though, is people don't really agree with me, bro, because I say that anybody else that's not Mexican is not Raza. So you might disagree with me on that, but I believe that only Mexicans are Raza.
You believe only Mexicans are Raza?
Yeah, only because if I tell you you're Honduran and I tell you, hey, you're Mexican, you might be a little offended, bro, because I know a lot of Salvadorians that if you call them Mexican, they're really offended.
Oh, but it's the same thing if you call a Mexican Salvadorian, they get all offended. That's what it's gonna tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
The phrase Raza, when I grew up, I think people would say, oh yeah, it's only Mexicans. But this was the thing. We never knew who was Mexican or not in the neighborhood.
That's true.
I, like myself, there's many homies didn't know because it was not something, hey, where were you born? Like, no, before we grew up on the block, we were doing this and that. I didn't come to find out, like my homeboy Smiley's a couple years older than me. I didn't find out he was from Guatemala until maybe like 3 years ago, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
And there's so many, like, oh yeah, then we start going through the list. Oh, because they know, oh yeah, the homie this, the homie that, the homie this. Like, if you look at, it would be like saying this. It would be like saying 18th Street is not a Raza gang.
Are they mostly Salvadoran?
They're Pico Union, fool. The original fucking hood.
Damn,
that whole Pico Union where these gangs will have a shitload of Central Americans, bro. And Crazy Riders, Rockwood, 18th Street, Harpies, Burlington Locos, like all that area in Pico Union, that majority, that's Central American. So it would be like saying these gangs are not Raza gangs. They're Raza gangs.
I would say that a lot of people just go off of the legendary line from American Me. He's not Mexican, is it?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that a lot of people do.
And that's exactly what it is. But when you look at it, the guy that we're talking about became one of the biggest guys in that gang era.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of those guys that are in there, they're quote unquote are not Raza, but it's almost like saying
the Armenians and all that.
Yeah.
And those fools are like, they're running.
Yeah, they're running with the homies.
Yeah, they're running with the homies. So,
but yeah, I think that's again. But what? Okay, let me get you right now. What race? Not nationality. What race is Raza?
What race is Raza?
What race, Raza?
You know, I don't think it comes down to race. I think it just comes to nationality. But to answer your question, I would say it'd be Hispanic. Yeah, I mean Hispanic. And so if I say Hispanic, yeah, that'd be completely contradicting everything that I just said. But that's why I don't believe it is off of race. I believe it's nationality.
Well, that nationality is a hood, bro. And the reason that I believe Mexicans feel that strong about it is because they're the biggest gang. If you look at it gang-wise, Mexico has the biggest thing. Guatemala's real small. Honduras real small. Salvador, Panama, all those places a little small. But if you get down to it, then you say, okay, well, what race is it?
That is true.
The race is either going to be, and we'll argue with that too. That's why I put Calumet, because some people say we're Hispanic. No, Hispanic comes from this. We're Latin. No, Latin comes from this. We're whatever you want to be. To me, you're LGBTQ. We're whatever you want to be, bro. Nobody really cares. But these are all discussions that I think till the end of time will not. But I definitely seen the progression from when I was raised, when I was a teenager in the 90s till now. But I never once in my life, as far as like with the homies, it wasn't, you're not Rasta, you're not this. To me, it was actually, when I first came to this country, I spoke Spanish, bro. And I felt it right away. You get picked on because you're a paisa.
Yeah, Simon.
And nobody was thinking, oh, you're a Central American paisa. No, you're just like, you're a fucking paisa. Ese güey es un paisita. Ese güey nomás habla español. Paisita. And then you start getting picked on. And that's why a lot of people, I remember myself, I was I was embarrassed to speak Spanish, bro. So then you stop speaking Spanish for a while. Yeah. And luckily my mom would speak to me Spanish. Like at work, I speak Spanish. So I speak decent Spanish. But I've also seen the transformation from how it went from us being embarrassed of speaking Spanish, us being embarrassed of listening to corridos. Now we got Peso Pluma. Now we got Fuerza Regida. Now it's all come full circle where we're embracing, you know, the Spanish side of our people, bro. And I think that's a good thing. So I think the Raza thing will also kind of change as we go, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the Diddy trial, bro? Have you been covering it all?
Diddy trial, that I have been I did cover it on, and you know, as a lot of you guys may know, I actually appeared on the downfall of Diddy on TMZ.
Oh, were you on that? I haven't seen the video. I've seen the video pop up, but you were on that.
So if you go to TMZ,
yeah,
if you go on Netflix,
yeah,
the documentary, I'm on that. I'm on the downfall of Diddy. So they did pay me for that, bro.
Really?
A few thousand, bro, for small clip.
Yeah,
small clip.
That's when you're in the big time.
Around the 9K range. So
what did they ask you?
Well, they just said, "Do you know about this stuff?" I said, I'm just reporting on it just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I know Diddy personally. Like I know some people that did go to some Diddy parties, but I never went to a Diddy party, you know? But they were like, do you know anything else? I don't really know, you know? But they said, all right, well, we want to use your video.
Okay.
Cool. I said, all right. And now I'm thinking it's just going to be for free. I was like, all right, if you want to use it for free, I'm going to be seen in front of millions of people anyway. But they're like, all right, cool. Yada yada. Is there anything you want us to keep out? No, you use whatever. And so they actually did go and put it on there, bro. And that's whenever right before it was posted, they gave me the rundown of how it was gonna be. I don't get a percentage though.
Yeah, but they paid you for your piece.
It would be smarter if I got a percentage.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have.
But they didn't offer me that.
Harvey ain't offered nobody that, bro.
No. I wish, but
did anybody that you know that went to Diddy parties say any weird shit was going on?
Usually, bro, these were Mexican foods, and these foods allegedly got told to leave.
Oh, when it was gonna get
at
cracking.
A certain point. Yeah, it was like at a certain point. It was like at the 2:30 mark.
That's what they would say. That's when the after party would kick in.
Yeah, it was like the actual after party, and then these after parties would go to like, I don't know how long, bro. I don't know how long, but apparently
the marathon continued over there,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, but apparently only the like big celebrities would stay.
Right.
And also like the really rich people would stay. But then these other people that were just like, he's a friend of a friend. Y'all gotta bounce, bro, because y'all didn't sign NDAs.
That's crazy.
Y'all are at risk. Y'all are at risk. You know what I'm saying?
What were your thoughts on Tory Lanez getting booked, and then also as far as him, people are saying that he's not guilty.
You know, only God knows if he is really guilty. You know, saying because none of us were there.
Right.
It's so unfortunate what happened to him, bro. I know people were gonna say, well, he shot a girl, but I still don't feel like people should deserve to get stabbed 14 times.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm
Nah,
saying?
bro. Yeah.
Like the dude's already in prison, bro, doing hard time. And I think he's PC. Maybe that's not considered
Well,
hard
he was
time.
in, yeah. Well, the brothers run some other thing, but yeah, he definitely was in an SNY type
Yeah.
yard.
And the other fool was also PC, the fool that stepped him up.
Yeah.
Because, bro, a lot of people don't know that fool he's a Mexican fool, but I think he killed his 13-year-old girlfriend.
No, I know people that know him personally.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know people that knew him from that area.
crazy.
And he before he did that to her, he had also stabbed some fool that was with her as well, and pretty much cut his neck open. So this fool has like, and when I was talking, I said, "Hey, this fool was on some sick." Oh yeah, this fool was on, like, even on the streets, he was on that. And then he shot and killed her, and then he also did some other stuff in prison. He's probably done all kind of crazy. That guy's just not all there, bro.
So this is a fool that's meant to be.
Yes,
He was like almost designed to be in prison.
there
Damn.
is people that are meant to be in prison. And talking about that for a little bit, there's a new bill that California is coming up with, SB something or another, that now it's the Youth Something Act, which says if you were arrested 25 or younger and you were given a life sentence without parole, now you have the opportunity for parole, even though you were given life without parole sentence.
So now you could get. Now you're actually.
Now after 25 years, you can actually get paroled.
I think that's a good thing, bro. Except for major cases, though.
Well,
Like,
if you got life without parole, it's a major case. That means you killed somebody. That means you definitely did some horrible shit to somebody.
Damn. I just feel like there's catching a hot one, bro. I don't think it's honorable by any means, to be honest with you. Like, I don't care how much people try to glorify it and stuff. It's like, bro, you took the life of another human being. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think that, yeah, after 25 years, maybe you should be given a second chance. 25 years is a long time,
It's a long time.
bro. I mean, you look at yourself.
Oh, no,
Imagine where you were at 25 years ago.
No, I've got homies getting out of prison now that've been there for 20-some years, bro. And it's a whole different world for them. And most of the guys that I've seen come out, not all, but most are changed their lives, bro. And like this is the problem with that law. I believe it's made with good intentions, but what's that saying goes? The roadway to hell is paved in good intentions.
Oh, shoot.
How about guys who are 22, 23 years old, and this is what some people are saying, that molested and killed somebody.
The molested and killed someone?
Yeah, and that's what. And I heard this from a radio talk show. It was a lady who her niece was raped and murdered. She had a couple family members that they just had different sexual stuff, and she's like, my family had to go to court. I mean, had to go to the parole hearing, and my mom had to go there and go through this whole thing, this whole process. He was supposed to have life. Now he's up for parole, and we have to go there now and relive this whole thing. And now when they deny you parole, they can deny you 3, 5, or 7 years. And she's like, so according to them now, I'm gonna have to go in there every 5 years and try to fight and have to relive this all the time. Haven't we been victimized enough by losing a family member to this? And that's why, to me, I think they make some of these laws and they just kind of blanket everybody in there. It's like, listen, if you got life without parole and if it's any kind of sexual, no, bro, you should be excluded. You're gone, because those people never change.
Yeah, I do think that there should be different like standards and, you know what I'm saying, regulations to be like, nah, if you did something with the little kid, you're not eligible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there should be different types of things, bro, where it makes people eligible or ineligible.
That's right. Hey, thoughts on auditor guys? To me, I'm mixed with those guys. I like some of the ones that do the cop auditing. You know what I'm talking about, when they go and they just film you and they call themselves audit. They do people audit.
Okay.
And there's especially this guy in New York. He just goes around. So the law is any public place you can film somebody, and they'll start filming people and just start getting people to get aggressive with them.
Oh, who start filming people just to get aggressive with it?
Yeah,
And you ask them questions?
No, what they do is, like, let's say they go into a post office and they'll start filming, and people are like, all right, like, hey, what are you doing? I'm filming. What's wrong? He said, why are you filming me? What? And then that's when they get you. Well, I can film it. Like, this is the law. It's section 8. Like, what do you feel about those guys?
I think that they're all just doing it they're kind of setting themselves up, but not for failure, for success, because they want to be arrested and then be wrongfully arrested and then be able to sue the police department who arrested them.
And the crazy part, the thing with those guys that I just roast me the wrong way is they'll go in there, get aggressive with somebody, and they'll also be talking shit to the cops, you pigs, you that. But as soon as something goes down, they call the cops. He assaulted me. I'm like, you're the bitch, homie. Like, come on. You're talking all that shit. Then put the camera down, get the gloves going. But no, they want somebody to touch them so they can get them arrested.
But that's what they call unemployed activities.
Unemployed activities.
That's that's all it is. Unemployed activities. You're unemployed. Like, bro, you should be at your hotlet right now. You know what I'm saying? You're not at his hotlet, bro. He's over here recording people, trying to, get people going, bro.
Right, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, but that's the only thing that the auditors really tripped me out on, bro. But I got one final question for you, fool. Last question, carnal. Tell us one thing about yourself that many people don't know about you.
One thing that many people don't know about me.
That maybe only the inner circle, and that doesn't be something great, but something about yourself that you like knitting, you like taking long walks on the beach. I mean,
well, I'll tell fools that I do spend money where I have to spend it, right? But the majority of the time, bro, is when it comes to like big purchases and like cars and stuff like that, I'm not the type of guy to like be showing out, bro. Like, I'm not the type of guy to be wearing expensive ass clothes. This is free. This was free. These were gifted. Like, bro, I don't be spending money like that. And the car that I drive an old Honda, bro. I drive an old Honda. Yeah, I got a Camaro too, but I drive an old Honda. A lot of people that will be in my position, they'll be like, "Oh, you should be having a 2025, something like that." I got me a Honda, bro.
You should be balling out.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, but I think for me, I'm a family man, bro. I'm a family man.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's what's up. Yeah, I remember I lived in Arizona for a few months in the summer of '94 before I got arrested over there.
Oh yeah.
I worked at a warehouse and I was a forklift operator. Shout out to Blue Devil. I was a forklift operator there.
Why you say shout out to Blue Devil?
Oh, because that fool, he's a forklift operator that didn't graduate, bro. So he hates forklift operators. And his joke is that all the failed Chicano rappers become forklift operators. So if you look at his podcast, the 200 Boys, there's a nice forklift I bought from when I went over there, remote control forklift, bro. So that's the joke with that fool. But the guy who owned the business, it was a multi-million-dollar tile store.
Yeah.
He used to drive an old beat up bug, bro.
Oh shoot.
Oh, I mean old. Old beat up bug that probably cost, I think my car was more expensive than his, bro.
Wow.
But that was like, that's how they do it, bro. That's how they do it. But hey, 44 Vato, homie, I just want to tell you, bro, I appreciate you coming on here, bro. This was some great conversation. You didn't let us down, carnal. So look over there. Give us the outro music. I will say Mr. Chris again. Mr. Ed, look over there, homie. Let them know where they can find you. TikTok, Instagram, the whole shebang.
Looking right into that camera.
Right there, bro.
Hey, you already know it's 44 Vato. I really do appreciate you guys tapping in right here. Posted up in North Hollywood with my boy American Cholo. So you know what I'm saying? You guys already know where you can find him, American Cholo. You guys can find me, TikTok, 44 Vato X, Instagram, 44 Vato, YouTube, 44 Vato. And you know what? You could also find me on Spotify too, because I also did drop some music too.
Oh, you drop music too, fool?
Yeah. I did some rapping, but that was like years ago, bro. So like, I already know you're probably gonna be like, "Hey, freestyle, freestyle, bro." You know what I'm saying?
That's right, bro. So, what you got next coming on, homie? What you working on? I heard you did a couple interviews. You interviewed some people. Where do your interviews come out on?
It's gonna be on YouTube, but this time we're gonna take a different approach.
Okay.
Because in times past, we just upload the long form version of videos, and then we kind of just let it just sit there on YouTube. But see, the big time like the formula to go on viral is not in long form videos. It's taking the long form videos. Yes, do the long form videos, but clip the short videos and post them everywhere, bro.
Oh, that's what this one's gonna be, bro. We're gonna post me taking off your mask, carnal. That's the major.
Good one, bro. So yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. You dropped some game on us, brother, and always some good conversation. All right, people, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And anything else, just God bless, man. Late.